Alright, so hey. This is a video going over like hair care products, hair care, how to take care of your hair, because I actually get asked about this a lot. And if you see me, you could probably guess why I get asked about this a lot. Um, Now, this is going to be a very raw video because I don't know how to edit. I'm too much of an idiot. I don't care to sit here and learn right now. I'll come out a later time. So right now, I'm just going to do it raw and feral. That being said, let's start off with what is probably the most important type of information you're going to need when it comes to hair care, both for the beard and the top, and that is knowing that there is different products you're going to need for both. I know I'm not sponsored by any of the brands I'm about to bring up. These are just the ones I buy because they sell them at my workplace and they're cheap by comparison. This is regular head shampoo. Same thing with the conditioner. I get the strengthening stuff because my hair is very thin, just naturally very thin, and breaks very easily, so I get the strengthening stuff. Now, the very important information to know about these and why you buy the ones I'm not the brand I'm suggesting, but the specific thing to look out for I'm suggesting. These are paraben free and sulfate free. The reason you want to get paraben and sulfate free shampoo and conditioner is all that stuff adds. All the paraben and sulfate adds is it makes the stuff foam up and get like bubbly when you rub it in your hands or into your scalp. And that stuff is actually really bad for your hair. The actual like parabens and sulfates tend to push out a lot of the essential minerals and stuff that you need in your hair for it to grow strong and healthy. Though the parabens and stuff will like soak into your hair and push that stuff out and prevent it from getting back in, which is really bad for your hair. Um, the Beard Sorcery is the brand I like for my beard stuff. But yeah, they make beard specific shampoo and conditioner. Why? Because your beard hair and the hair around your mouth is a different texture and a different chemical balance than the hair up top. You're probably asking yourself, why is that? Well, because you're not eating food with this. You're eating food with this. Food tends to have acids and bases in and other chemicals in it that is just not good to be getting into your hair. So this hair has to be more resistant to that sort of stuff. Hence why it tends to be like thicker. It have its own like chemicals that it produces as a result. Um, that being said, uh, I know a lot of guys that like to use the regular shampoo and conditioner for their beard and then ask me why their beard is scratchy and why their skin itches. Well, now you have a pretty good idea on why that is. Um, I'm trying not to make this a super long video. But yeah, so beard specific shampoo and conditioner is great. There's several different brands. There's one that I used to get called Best Damn Beard Wash or something like that. Again, because they sell it at my workplace and it's relatively cheap. That's a 2-in-1. The next best thing to remember is like actual proper technique is something I know a lot of people screw up on. If you see me looking this way, I'm watching the video as I'm recording because I've been having a lot of issues with this for the last hour and a half. Um, Proper technique is also super important for hair care. The main thing to remember is when you're actually washing the hair, like getting it directly into the water, you want to use either cold or at its hottest, like lukewarm. You don't want to use hot water for your hair because if you don't know, hair is the actual like physical makeup of hair is kind of like several scales all together. And the heat will actually make the scales open up. And if they sit open too long, they don't hold in the chemicals and stuff that you want in there. It will actually cause them to leak out because they're wide open. At least that's what I got told. And having been doing this for the last couple of years, it's been working, so I'm going to assume that stuff is correct. I don't have a script for this, if you couldn't tell. So what I do is the first thing I do is turn the water to cold, dunk the entire head in. This is a good time to wash behind the ears and wash the face, by the way. Just get that washed too, because that's a place a lot of people miss. As soon as I pull my head out, grab the hair, squeeze it to get any extra moisture out, and then put in the shampoo. In this case, for the beard stuff I have is called a beard wash. That I make sure to get into or onto the skin as well as all through the hair. The regular shampoo there, that just goes on the scalp. It does not get put all the way through your hair. It's literally just to take the skin, because your skin sheds. It's take the shed skin that's stuck up here in your hair because it can't get out past your hair and help wash that out. So once you put that in, give yourself about 30 seconds to a minute. I'll usually put the regular shampoo first and then do the beard, let that sit for 30 seconds, dunk my head back into cold water, wash it out, and then also, if in case you're wondering, the eyebrows I also do shampoo and conditioner. I just use the same ones for up here. Um, After I rinse that out, same thing as before. We squeeze as much extra moisture out as you can, and then from there, I put in the hair conditioner first. Get the entire top just coated in it. From there, put in some beard restore, and you don't need a lot of this stuff. Even with all this, like I got a pretty big beard. Even with all this, I need like maybe about that much. It's like size of a nickel right in the palm of the hand, and just work that through the whole thing. That stuff you leave sitting in your hair for about 5 minutes. 5 to 7 is like the longest I've done. And from there, I'll usually like. That's a good time to actually wash the body. Like get some body soap and just go over the whole thing. Um, Once it's sat there and soaked for a good 5 minutes, same thing as before. Water to cold, head under the water, wash it all out, pull your hair out, and then like squeeze. You don't. From there, that's a good time to end the shower. Maybe you want to sit in there a little longer because you like the heat, like the cold. I don't know. You do you. Um, that's typically where I end. Turn it off. Obviously, dry myself off. But when I'm putting the hair up in the towel, I'm not sitting here like shaking it and scrubbing it. That's really bad because you're creating a lot of friction that's going to make a lot of breakage. It also puts stress on the scalp itself. From there, which I'm saying a lot, but hey, I don't care. I'm going off the cuff for this. After that, once everything's dry, I actually put my hair up inside of a towel, come out here. I actually dry in the living room here in this chair because I find that this desk fan here, as dumb as it sounds, is the best thing I have for drying my hair. I used to use an actual hair dryer in the bathroom. That thing was garbage and it died on me after a year. This thing I've had for a couple years. It works and it works well. Just flip it on two setting because there's a one, a zero, and a two. I put it on two, and I just make sure to put my head in front of the fan, swivel the head, run the fingers through the beard. Right up here, but right up here, I usually have to pull the entire beard up and make sure it's actually getting to the skin because this section right here is really thick and likes to stay soaked if I don't do that. Once this is dry, take the towel off, put it over the chair, hang my head down over the fan, and just let the air circulate through the hair. From here, there's several things still to do. Seriously, all this takes about a half hour to wash, dry, and get product in. For the hair up top, once it's been dried, I put in coconut oil. This coconut miracle oil. I'm almost out of this. I have to buy a new bottle. That stuff works fantastic. I've been using that stuff for like a year and a half, 2. Did my video just die? Hi. I don't know if that just died on me because all of a sudden my computer went black. Hi. Anyways, put that in. Just again, you don't need a whole lot. It'll coat the hair pretty well. Just run the fingers through it. Just make sure to get the whole thing. Um, when it comes to combing and brushing, you have several options, both for the beard and the top. I like to use my detangling brush here for all of it, actually. Which realistically, you shouldn't use this for the beard, but I find that my beard, with how thick it is, a regular comb doesn't get all the way in and doesn't detangle the whole thing. So, actually, funny enough, find my little wooden beard comb here. I use more for the top rather than the beard, and I use the detangling brush more for the beard than the top. Either way, um, brush it out, make sure it's not getting tangled and whatnot. Proper technique for using a comb like this. You don't. This is very important. You do not want to use a plastic comb because plastic combs are typically machine cut, and the edges on the inside here will be like sharp. And if you bring the that through your hair, will actually like strip the scaling off your hair. Basically, those protective scales that keep all the moisture and stuff, it will strip that away, and your hair will not be able to hold in the moisture and the necessary chemicals for it to grow healthy. So get a wooden one. These things are relatively cheap. I think I spent like $6 on this thing. For beards, you can just comb through. If you're going through and you feel yourself snag, just pull it straight out. You're not looking to pull down and through because that will actually either break the hairs that are tangled or it will pull the hairs out from the root. And that is painful. If you've never had a hair pulled out by the root, that sucks. That's coming from someone that's been hitting the solar plexus. I'd still rather have the hair get pulled out, but yeah, for pain comparison, it sucks. Um, but yeah, one of these is fine. For stuff to put into your beard after you've washed it, because they do make stuff for that. I have to open a new bottle anyway, so. Again, Beard Sorcery is where I buy my stuff from. This is their Druid's Mist. It's mint and eucalyptus scented. A little bit of that right into the palm of the hand. Rub the hands together and just start from the skin and work down and out. Just get it all throughout the beard, just like you did with the coconut oil. Coconut oil up top. Just rub the whole thing. Get the chemicals in there nice and well. Um, Once I've put in the oil and everything, that's when I usually brush it all out. For this, I like to brush down once, from the bottom out once, and then I actually take this beard brush. I actually use this for everything, so I'll go over the top, the sides. I'll brush everything. It adds a nice sheen to everything because it gets all the hairs pointed in the same direction. And for down here, I'll start from the underside, brush out, and then brush back down to get everything down into one direction. Couple options from here. If you have like very sensitive skin and tend to find yourself with a lot of like dryness, cracking, and whatnot on the actual skin under your beard, that's when you would use a beard balm. Now, I was experiencing that for a while, hence why I have this. I haven't had it for a while, so even though it's empty, I haven't gotten a refill. For styling, especially with a longer beard like this, you got several options. Uh, for the hair up top, if I'm feeling fancy, I'll braid it because like a nice long braid actually looks really nice. Couple braids across the side, one big braid down the center. For the beard, you have a couple options. If you have a big mustache, like I do, twisting it, using some wax. Now, I don't like how thin mine ends up. Plus, when I wax it, like this one likes to curve down this way, this one actually curves forward, which is why I tend to just leave it. But for the rest of it, I actually like to put in some beard beads and braid it. And because the actual texture of my beard, this is a beard loop, or a bead looper, by the way. Been using this one for a while. Because the actual texture of my beard, I don't have to do anything to tie it closed. I can just take the beads, loop them in, fingers through the loop, grab a section of hair, make sure I'm not getting my mustache in, and then just pull the bead up through, and pull this to pull the hair through, and the bead up. That's one bead in. I don't even have to look because of how often I've done this. Bead 2. Bead 3 is going to go in here in a second, but that's after I get everything braided. So yeah, most of y'all probably know me as Tweak, the little orange slime that hangs out in Discord and a couple other places. Not many, but a few. Um, so, if you're wondering why I haven't streamed in a while, I have been very busy. Very busy. Work, various changes in life, just a lot of things getting in the way of my ability to do much of anything in my free time. Heck, even this was going to be recorded some time ago and didn't get around to it. So, yeah, in my opinion, a good braided beard is one of the best looks for a long beard because it's clean, it's organized, but it's also kind of fancy and it's not something a lot of people do very often. So, this is just a general idea on something that looks nice. I get asked about often on like how I braid it, what I do, what products I use. So figured I might as well get around to this. These I actually like to pull down slightly and pull out. There we go. Then from the bottom, loop in, pull up. S-speed. The whole thing will just, because of the actual texture of my beard, the whole thing will just hold on its own. So yeah, if you want a nice like soft beard oil, proper products washing it. That being said, the most common asked question I get is how do I get my beard so thick? So just everywhere. So it's not patchy, so it's not this and that. Unfortunately, genetics, this is natural. This is my beard as it is. Now, is there solutions? Yes. Are there options? Are there things you can do where if you're like how Pirate Software described his beard where he's only got like a thin strip here and then two like patches here. There are options to fix that. One option I've heard people talk about is using Rogaine in other hair growth products, like the stuff you're supposed to put up here when you're balding, putting that in here. I've never personally tried it. I cannot vouch for the effectiveness of that, unfortunately. Um, so I can't say one way or the other how effective that is. I've had people tell me if I wanted a full dwarven beard, I should put that in with my current beard, and I am terrified of that idea because I already have to push this out of the way so much just to eat and drink. I don't want to have to put in like curtain ties to this to keep it out the way so I can eat. Because yeah. Um the other thing is that there is what's it called? Surgery. There's hair implant surgery that you can do to have hair follicles placed into your skin because if there are no follicles, there's nothing to grow. It's like if you wanted to grow a tomato plant but didn't plant any seeds. There's got to be something there for it to grow from. Um, I'm not going to tell you where they get the hairs from, but they're usually your own hairs from other parts of your body. Um, one of the other things I thought of bringing up, which thankfully is not an issue that I have due to the fact that all my hair grows extremely straight out. Um, this happens more if you have very curly hair. If you've been trying to grow your hair and you know you have like very naturally curly hair, but nothing grows and your skin is just irritated all the time, go talk to a dermatologist. Because there's a very real chance you are growing hair, it's just not getting out past the skin. And in that case, it's creating ingrown hairs where it's growing inside or underneath the skin, which is causing a lot of the irritation. So you're going to want to talk to a dermatologist about that. It's one of those things that if you can get the hair out past the skin and let it grow, it'll usually grow up pretty thick on its own and pretty well, but it's gonna suck getting it to that point. Or at least that's my understanding of it. Like I said, I haven't personally experienced that due to everything just being very straight. So, yeah, that's about the best info I give on proper hair care, what I do, how I get all this nice and thick and healthy. So, hopefully that helps someone, especially with about to be Christmas time, because some of y'all probably need to learn how to take care of your hair before you go visit family. So, have fun with that, and have a good one.